Hey everybody, welcome back to the Dungeon Dive. Alright, tonight I am here with a little obscurity known as Tangled Tales. This was made by Mattel Games, and it's kind of, it is pretty much just a choose your own adventure that you play with a deck of cards and a stupid little machine where you type in your choices that you want to make. So you have these cards, and the cards have certain symbols that you're going to press that coincide with your choices in the game. So let's see here. This says, each adventure is a self-contained story with multiple endings. Read the cards, solve the clues, and change the story with every decision. Comes with everything you need to start playing. This starter set contains one full adventure deck, Chapter 1 of the Gatekeeper Chronicles, Nightmare Unleashed. So you get a deck of cards here, which is going to be like cards 1 through 79. Now this says it's only Chapter 1, but in the instructions that this comes with, it tells it says that chapters 1 or cards 1 through 79 represent the entire thing. So I'm not sure exactly all that this comes with. Maybe I had a special set or something. I am not exactly sure. But this is the adventure continues in the Gatekeeper Chronicles, Chapter 2 and 3, the Dungeon of Havenrock and the Pirates of Black Grotto. Okay, so there are two others, the Dungeon of Havenrock and the Pirates of Black Grotto. This one here is called Nightmare Unleashed. So what you do is, and I'm probably gonna take off my mic here and put it by the machine just so you can hear it. So, excuse me. So the sound's gonna be a little off, but if you don't hear the machine, there's really no point in it. So if you'll bear with me for a moment while I set up this mic. Okay, so hopefully you can still hear me. So you take this machine, and each chapter has a little computer card here. You slide that in, and you hear some thunder. So then you have these different symbols: spider, potion, skull, and book. And when you press those, the machine says what you're pressing.
Spider, spider, spider. Let's try that again.
And of course, the little computer chip on this chapter card keeps track of the choices that you need to make. And so then basically what you're doing is you are just playing a choose your own adventure, except instead of reading through a book, you are reading through a deck of cards. So let's see here. Unreal. Against Mom's objections, your weird aunt dragged you to the creepy library she runs. You've always felt trapped amid the vaulted ceilings and creaky bookshelves here. Now, with a thunderstorm raging outside, you really are trapped. Bored out of your mind, you try doing homework, but keep fiddling with the strange rings your aunt gave you instead. Suddenly, the lights go out. Spooked, you fumble in the dark, looking for something that might be useful. If you grab keys, you type in these symbols. If you take the flashlight, you type in those symbols. And if you snap up your backpack, you type in those. So let's grab the flashlight. So that is potion, spider, potion.
Potion. Spider. Potion. Take the flashlight and go to card 13.
Ooh, spooky. All right, card 13. So we move from 1. Now we find card 13. Okay, card 13. What was that? You shiver. Must have been the wind, right? Shadows close in around you. Good thing you noticed that lost and found box under the table before the lights went out. Fishing through the odds and ends, you find a small flashlight and switch it on to check the batteries. Cool, it works. Slurp. You hear something slimy oozing among the bookshelves. Ew! You nervously look that way and see, what do we see here? We see spider, book, potion. Okay, so.
Spider, book, potion. Go to card 16.
All right, so that was the slurping sound. And what did it say? Card what? You can press this repeat button to get a repeat on that.
Go to card 16.
Card 16. So we're going to look through the cards, find 16 here. Oh, cool. Nice little piece of artwork there. That's kind of cool. I like that. Card 16. We are now in the main library. What is that? Whew. It's leaving. All right, we see some kind of tentacled beast there. Look at those bookshelves with the skulls on there. Yeah, your aunt really is weird. That is for sure. So now we're going to enter in skull, book.
Skull, book. Go to card 18.
Go to card 18. Card 18. The bizarre ring your aunt gave you seems to tighten around your finger. Something horrible has happened. You can feel it. You're trapped, scared, and alone. Nobody can help you now. You realize it's up to you to find your aunt and get to the bottom of this mystery before things get any worse. To look for clues at the front desk, enter those. So you got 3 choices. Now this card doesn't really seem to fit. I want to make sure we read the right card here.
Go to card 18.
Yeah, all right. Seems kind of random that you were dealing with this tentacled beast in the library and then all of a sudden you're worried about how your ring fits. But anyways, let's see. We're going to look for clues at the front desk, at the main library, or take the stairway to the basement. Of course we're going to the basement. That's where all the good stuff is. So,
Book. Go to card 21.
21. That was a weird noise.
Go to card 21.
21. All right. So we're going to find card 21 here. Your aunt never allowed you into the basement. What a fantastic maze of junk. Strange purple glow illuminates everything. But where is it coming from? A huge mural of a tree covers the back wall. To your right, you see a large storeroom behind piles of unsorted newspapers. And there's an old utility room off to the left. If you check the storeroom, or if you check the mural of the tree, or if you check the utility room, I'm going to look at the mural. So I'm going to go book, skull.
Book, skull. Go to card 29.
29. It sounds like we walked over to the mural there. Card 29. The chipped and faded mural of a tree covers one entire wall. Large globes painted on each branch look like pieces of ripe fruit. Each globe has a name written on it, starting on the highest bough with a wizard named Magnus. You work your way down to the most recent name, and it's you! Is this your family tree? As you examine it more closely, you notice a thin crack in the wall that you might be able to pry open. If you have the keys, we did not take the keys. Go to spider. So we can't do that, so now we have to go check the storeroom. So, as you can see, it's a pretty simple little choose your own adventure game with just this added little really primitive computer system adds a curiosity to it. And I'm gonna clip my mic back on. So I could see this if you were a young kid, and I don't know when this was made, probably the late 80s, early 90s maybe. Trying to find like a publication date or something on here. Well, whenever it was made, it was obviously a time before smartphones and iPads and all of that, but probably a time when like early cell phones were coming in, where kids wanted to have something in their hands that they could, you know, operate like a little computer system or something. But, oh man, this is much later, much later than I thought. 2005. All right, so kind of right, I believe, right before, you know, a few years before the first iPhone, I believe. So it does make sense. We had like the Nokia phones. I think flip phones were the kind of the rage back then. My first phone probably back then was some kind of LG flip phone or something. So it does, yeah, that does line up. I thought this was much earlier. I'm actually surprised that it was that late. One of the cool things that I think is like for traveling, so I could see this being really fun to take, you know, if you were going to your grandma's house at the time or something, is you can open up the side of the little machine here, and it fits one of the decks of cards in there, just like that. Then you can close it up, and then you've got a whole little adventure. Or you could just take a stack of choose your own adventure books with you and probably have a better time. But I thought I would just do a little review on this, kind of this lost, weird little curiosity of adventure gaming. And I have not played through the whole adventure. I'm going to. It seems fun. A light night. Maybe my wife and I can sit around and play it together as a lark. But anyway, so that was just a little look at Tangled Tales. You decide how the story unravels. You know, growing up, I was super into Choose Your Own Adventure, Lone Wolf books, the Fighting Fantasy, the D&D series. What was it, the D&D series called? My mind is completely blanked. Really nice covers, like really high quality woven with a woven finish on the cardboard covers. Great books. And I loved anything that I could participate in the story. Really birthed my fascination with all of these kinds of games. And if I was much younger in 2005, say 10 or so, I probably would have been really into this. So anyways, that's it. Just wanted to do a little quick take on this, and we'll talk to you guys later. Bye-bye.